Well, I think for me, faith is trust. It's trust in stuff we can't see versus things we can see. And I think faith develops after you begin to believe. And I think faith encourages us to establish a relationship with God. And as we establish a closer relationship with Him by reading the Bible and just understanding better what pleases Him, what doesn't please Him, then it makes us want to live by our faith, share with others so they can take advantage of the same things we are experiencing.
If we trust and obey, for there's no better way to be happy in Jesus. To be happy.
When I think of faith, I think of it as being the one thing that probably helps me to lead my life. I remember as a young woman, I prayed for faith and prayed for faith and prayed for faith. And then over time, God gave it to me. And it was really quite amazing how my life changed, and a relationship with God it became real. And over the years, it's always faith I have found that gets me through. There have been lots of valleys and mountaintops as well. And with the valleys, that trust in the Lord that He is with me, He will not leave me, He won't forsake me, has carried me through some really tough times. It's trust in the Lord that He loves me and loves all of us, but He loves me, that He made me the way I am on purpose, and that He has a purpose, and a good purpose for me to fulfill. And having that faith of knowing that God is walking with me has just given me lots of confidence to take on whatever it is that He has us take on.
If we trust and obey, for there's no other way to be.
Righteousness through faith. But now a righteousness from God, apart from law, has been made known, to which the law and the prophets testify. This righteousness from God comes through faith in Jesus Christ, to all who believe. There is no difference, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and are justified freely by His grace through the redemption that came by Christ Jesus.
I think some of the experiences we've had, particularly, as we run into, relationship issues, we see how God comes through on that, and brought us back together. When our son's been over to Iraq twice, and he's got shot the first time, and so during that time you honestly pray for God to take care of him and his soldiers, and God came through, and that it reinforces your faith and gives you greater trust in times that are tough, that God will pull you through, even though pulling you through may not be scot-free. That sometimes there's consequences or times you have to suffer, but still that faith continues to support it because He's with you.
And thinking about what Pat just talked about with our son being wounded during that first deployment, one of the hardest things that I ever faced in life was when he had to go back. He had to go back to Iraq. Once his arm was healed enough, and I just about fell apart as a mother. And it was going to a Christian counselor who helped me to remember my faith. And when she asked me if my son was a Christian, and I said yes, and then she said, well, what's the worst that could happen? And I knew the worst that could happen would be that he would die, but that he would be with the Lord. And that trust and that belief that was the truth and is the truth really got me through the rest of that deployment and the next, and hopefully the one coming up as well.